Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday, February 12th of this new year, 2022. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody's fantastic and having the best year so far as possible. I am struggling. Ooh, let's listen to this. I'm struggling a little bit with the I don't know, like a throat infection maybe. And I'm also struggling a little bit with today's issues. I haven't reacted to the situation that has been going on, announced on the news, which I think that most people like to avoid and pretend like it's not happening, like they're like Asian people aren't trying to take over the world, and and Russians and that sort of thing. So when I made my YouTube videos in the past, and I've said that Americans are being ridiculed by people, and it has depended so much on the leadership. It includes me. It includes me. So when I say that we lack leadership, we don't have people. I did just actually clean my teeth, didn't I, with my tongue? Sorry, I think. Um. So it's not a problem that belongs to me. It's not a problem that I own. It's not a problem that anybody has to like take up for their own personal self to endanger themselves. And today I came very close to that. So I wanted to share with you my experience here at La Plaza Village, where in the past I've been a little bit put into a situation. I've been challenged to I have to choose between being oppressed by Asian people or being pitted against Black people. So this is kind of like their game just across the street from me, or where I'm speaking from on Broadway and Cesar Chavez Street right now. So this is what, and it's not something that I can blame them for, which I understand it's not direct. I would love to take this up with their fathers and their mothers. That would be fantastic if I actually could, right? Like, let's talk numbers here. Let's talk about honesty. Let's be honest, because they can't take advantage of just anyone that they feel they can. Um, or can they? Well, it depends, right? Because as long as they think that we're being sold out to everybody, to them, like, well, we're the Uyghurs. We're the Uyghurs in America. That's what it's going to boil down to. They don't care if we hold ourselves up high, because money talks to them. They're they're whorish as much as our leaders are whorish. We're being led by like a brothel. Like it's like a brothel up there that's just coming down to the rest of us and trying to affect us. And all I said to these people was, I'm not afraid of you. And if you wanted to step outside, I can harm you. And one by one. But all I was trying to say was, I'm going to put up a fight against whatever it is. And this is and this is because management failed to put a sign out on the so we felt kicked out by people, and this is where I could be wrong. Well, I was wrong on two levels. In the first place, they could have been any color, really, and I would have still been upset. Secondly, they probably have nothing to do with teaching, like the teaching. So like the cha-ching, he's like cha-ching. So that's where I apologize. Other than that, no. So yeah, let's get very honest and very real about how much our leadership, our failed leadership, whom up to this point is as useless as they were the last day. Like, let's just all keep in mind that nobody is better than anybody. Okay, you still owe respect to people. You don't barge into places and you say, this is a place that I reserve, and then tell a person, well, do you even live here? Well, do you even live here? How? I don't have a way of knowing who lives here. I just, so, okay. Either way, I do apologize for any feudal aggressiveness that really I like to I would like to actually fight your dad instead. I would love to, work out because you're just like you know, a nothing, like their little tool that they can use. And so, no, and I mean, like, really, um, either way, I'm going to read where my page turned to when I flipped the Bible open, and it is Luke 20, verse 27, the question about resurrection. Some Sadducees, those who deny that there is a resurrection, came forward and put this question to him, saying, Teacher, Moses wrote for us, if someone's brother dies, leaving a wife and no child, his brother must take his wife and raise up descendants for his brother. Now, there were 7 brothers. The first married a woman, but died childless. Then the second, and the third married her. And likewise, all the 7 died childless. Finally, the woman also died. Now, with the resurrection, whose wife will that woman be? For all 7 had been married to her. Jesus said to them, the children of this age marry and remarry, but those who are deemed worthy to attain to the coming age and to the resurrection of the dead neither marry nor are given to marriage. This is so important, actually. This is so important because it also goes back to what Noah said the about the great flood. The great flood was that in those days people were marrying and that sort of thing. So they can no longer die, for they are like angels, and they are the children of God, because they are the ones who will rise. That the dead will rise. Even Moses made known in the passage about the bush when he called, Lord, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And he is not God of the dead, but of the living. For to him all are alive. Some of the scribes said in reply, Teacher, you have answered well. And they no longer dared to ask him anything. So this is why people don't like Jesus. He breaks barriers, right? He cuts through the cornering of Satan's goals to keep people in an either or. You have to choose this or that. I'm going to highlight this, but first, so either way, I had a lovely time today. I did apologize to my friends and, say, I didn't mean to speak to you in a way that you probably aren't used to, but next time you barge in, and make sure that people inside know that you actually have the place reserved. I mean, I get it. Like, you could have had it reserved, but It's just a question. It's a question, and it's a little bit like borderline, like sort of, you know, ah, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Either way, I'm not a tough girl. I don't want, like, I speak tough sometimes. I like to think that I could punch people's faces. I probably can't. So, either way, I am going to be looking for a new place. So, if anybody out there knows of a good, affordable studio, I'm closer to my job, I would absolutely appreciate that information. So, let me know. Either way, um, I am a racist. I can't deny it. But I'm also a very loving person who loves individuals, and I want to avoid racism to avoid war. And what the hell did I just say? I don't know. If I can admit that I'm a racist, I can also say that I'm never going to get myself into a situation that compromises anybody else to be in harm's way, because I know how people think. People are going to group to their own side, and they're going to, and so I would rather avoid that. And knowing that that I'm racist, that I'm inherently racist, as woke people like to think, is fine. And so I get it. I can just keep to myself. I want to actually promote individualistic people and individualism, and um, so there's nothing wrong with being um, afraid of other races, especially when you're the only person that is as um, distanced like I am from my own people. Like, I don't rely on anybody. It's just me, and I don't want to put anybody in danger's way with my own actions. And nobody's going to put me in harm's way by their actions either, whether it's people from my race or people from other people's race. So I get it. As a racist person, I make an effort and choice not to create a situation where I'm putting people against one another. And I apologize if I um, blame one person or the other for something that maybe they didn't do or not responsible for. But they're also not allowed to treat everybody else like they're responsible either. So please, let's just acknowledge that racism does exist. Racism means that you're proud of your race. You should be. Everybody is born the way that God wanted them to, in their own skin and their own color. That's, I respect that. Not because I respect you as an individual, but because I respect God. God created you that way. Now it's your turn to show me why you're worthy of how God created you and what that might mean in His plan. Okay, so I just don't have to want to pay for anything that anybody has decided for me that I would never have gone along with to begin with. So the only thing and so that is where my aggressiveness comes from. So, and again, I do want to fight, obviously, eventually, for my own freedom of speech and my own freedom of rights and that sort of thing, but in the right way. And so I definitely, I don't want to have that sort of, like, tough girl sort of persona on my, like, as as an image people might hold of me. It's just not the case. As much as it could be fun. You know, I mean, I might know the right people, and I can, but I'm not going to go there. Either way, I hope to actually get back into um, reading the Bible, uh, understanding where this time is headed, where life is headed, and hopefully make a good difference, a good, positive difference. I only want to fight people that are really trying to, like, well, people that are gonna keep other people from being happy and enjoying their own life, right? So let's do that. But who decides, right? So I'm not the person to decide at this point who is the person that we should be fighting. I don't think anybody is. And unfortunately, there's people out there that have decided who the people are, the bad or the good, or and they are going to put us into war and into fights, and we're going to have to fight, guys. Okay. All right. Well, nice chat.